Welcome to Spectator Sport, sponsored by SpectatorSporting.com. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adi Wilder.
This is episode number 37. We call it the Tony Parrish edition. And if you're a true Bears fan, you know who he is. A hard-hitting safety that was good for the Bears for a few years. Shout out to Tony Parrish. We got a big show for you guys today. This is the mid-season show for the Chicago Bears, and you don't want to miss it, so check it out. Also, I want you to go to YouTube and check out the Spectator Sporting page. We got previous clips, the previous show, and we're gonna have this show up there very soon. If you got a comment, go ahead and comment. We will respond. Listen, let's just get right into this show. Boy, coming into this season, we didn't expect to have a show like this. We thought the mid-season show might be a good time. But it has not been. The Bears, who started off 3-1, have lost 3 in a row now. Now they're 3-4, and back to last place in the NFC North. And the NFC North, I'm here to tell you, is very, very, very strong right now. The Green Bay Packers are dominating. The Minnesota Vikings, ever since they took that slacking from the Bears, have responded. Even Kirk Cousins is looking good, and Detroit is looking good, but the Bears, not so much. They just had one of the most awful, ridiculous games I've ever seen against the San Diego Chargers. That's probably the
Los Angeles Chargers.
Sorry, you're right. The Los Angeles Chargers are a terrible loss, and I don't know how they're going to recover from this, but we're just going to get to the... So, Adi, I'm going to start off by saying this. Who is the biggest blame for this loss to the San Diego Chargers?
Mitch Trubisky. All right, I'm blaming Trubisky. The Bears was up 16-10 in the fourth quarter. Okay, at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and Mr. Trubisky he drops back the pass and he goes ahead and throws an inaccurate deep pass to Trey Burton. Okay, it was intercepted by Casey Hayward. He ran all the way down to the 20-yard line, right there near the red zone and everything. And so the Bears, fortunately, the Bears defense stopped them and forced a missed field goal. So still 16-10. Yep. Very next possession, Trubisky, he goes back to pass, and it was a great play call by Matt Nagy, play action, and he got the one-on-one coverage with the old-time linebacker Thomas Davis, long-time linebacker with the Carolina Panthers. He had a one-on-one with Taylor Turbo Gabriel. He burned the man, threw a deep ball, inaccurate, incompletion. If the man catches the ball and if he throws an accurate pass, the Bears up 23-10 with 9 minutes to go in the game. The Bears probably win that game.
It's curtains.
All right. So, but the very next play, Mitch Trubisky drops back, and you got Trey Burton open across the middle, David Montgomery in the flat. But he was pressured a little bit. Mitch was under a little pressure. Mitch panicked, and he tripped and fell and fumbled the season away. Okay, he just fumbled the season away, and Chargers got the ball. This time, the defense almost saved the Bears again, but they called a soft-ass face mask call on Leonard Floyd. Yep. Okay, and so they got the little personal foul and personal foul and everything like that. And then Eckler, he got the 11-yard touchdown reception, 17-16 Chargers. And the Bears lose the game 17-16. I blame Mitch Trubisky for that loss.
Listen, I agree with everything you just said. So Mitch is definitely he's not it. Listen. As an NFL quarterback, I don't care what round you get picked in. I don't care if you're the 6th round pick. I don't care if you're an undrafted free agent that got into the NFL and made the team. That pass to Taylor Gabriel, you must hit. Okay, if you are an NFL quarterback, I'm not even going to say nothing about the other quarterbacks that you were drafted over. But an NFL quarterback, I don't care who you are, the 2nd, 3rd string, 1st string, these are passes you just have to be able to hit. Okay, if you're going to be in the NFL getting paid to play quarterback, that is one of the easiest passes that you could ever do. That is just a deep pass. It's like you're in practice, and you can't throw that ball. So Mitch has some serious accuracy issues. But I got to share the blame with Matt Nagy with him. Because in the first half, the Bears were in the red zone 3-4 times. And every time they get, now I give Nagy credit, he just said he committed to the run. The Bears drove, when he commits to the run, the Bears drove down the field every time. And then as soon as we get down to the red zone, to the 10-yard line, it's first and goal, He wants to get cute. He runs a reverse sweep with Cordell Patterson. Then he wants to throw a screen. And then he rolls Mitch to the right where all the traffic is to try to throw a crazy pass to Trey Burton. So Matt Nagy's play calling in the first half was atrocious. Especially in the goal line area. Now we had some missed field goals. I can't get mad at Nagy for that. But when you have 3 opportunities in the red zone and you only get field goals every time, this game should have been over by halftime.
Right.
This should have been a wipeout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they were in the red zone 4 times, and they missed a field goal, made 3 of them. And you know what? I feel sorry for that Bears defense, man.
Yeah.
Kyle Fuller had a nice interception in the first quarter, and he was running with the ball. He was running towards the end zone. I was like, please score a touchdown, because if you don't, we're not going to score a touchdown, okay? And it's just sad when you need your defense to score touchdowns in order to get a touchdown, okay? And so he was tackled at the 4-yard line, and the Bears had to settle for a field goal.
And me and you both said the same thing. They're not going to score. They're going to end up kicking a field goal because this is what it's been. So whether it's been Mitch at quarterback or whether it's been Chase Daniels, we cannot finish the drive. We get down there and I think Nagy's overthinking things. And it looks like the way he's coaching, now I know he'll tell you different, but the way he's coaching scared to me. He's coaching very scary. And I get it. Mitch, I understand your thing with Mitch, because Mitch has shown that he's not accurate. And Mitch has shown that, I don't know if he has the mental toughness, whatever it is, his accuracy has actually got worse. We thought that was the issue last year. It's actually got worse this year.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's actually even worse this year. He's regressed big time, no doubt about it. But if you are a coach in the NFL and you want to win, you cannot coach scared. Bottom line, to me, Matt Nagy is coaching scared. I give him credit for that. I give him credit for running the football, committing to the run after the week before against the Saints, when you had Mitch throw the ball over 40, 50 times in the game and you only down 2 points. And you only ran the ball 7 times.
Right.
But I give you credit but your goal line calling was terrible, and you showed a lack of confidence in your players. Even when you about to win the game with the field goal, you got over 40 seconds left, and you decide to take a knee. That is showing a lack of confidence in your team.
Yeah.
That is not the way to win. You have to go get these victories. You can't play soft in this game.
No, it was 43 seconds left in the game, and the Bears have a timeout, okay? And they take a knee.
Yes.
Except for a field goal. And taking a knee, they lost 2 yards in taking that knee, all right?
Yes.
So they definitely should have tried to get some more yards, run the ball, or hit a little quick pass, get closer to the field goal. Make it easier for Eddie Pinero, who should have made 41-yarder, but don't rely on the kicker to win a game, all right? Try to throw some passes to Allen Robinson or something like that.
Or even just run the ball. Even if you just ran the ball and try to get like 2 yards, I mean, that helps.
Yeah, so when you play not to lose, you lose.
You lose. So, listen, Matt Nagy, they're in the transition. They're going to have to figure out what they got to do, because scared money don't make money. And right now, Nagy is playing scared money. You can't play like that. If you don't trust anybody it ain't just Mitch he don't trust. He don't trust the kicker.
Offensive line.
He don't trust offensive lineman. He don't trust the new running back he got. What does he like about this team? If anything, Matt Nagy it seems like he's throwing a direct shot at Ryan Pace or the players he got.
Yeah, if you don't like the players he got, you need to just go ahead and resign.
He need to quit, because you can't play, you cannot coach like that. You're just not going to happen. Now, let's move on. Now, let's really get into the Mitch thing. Like, I know we just went in on Mitch, but we really got to have a serious discussion. Mitch Trubisky was the number 2 pick. We traded some picks to get him.
Right.
Move up 1 spot. From 3 to number 2, we gave up some picks to get him. Okay, fine. Sometime as a GM, you see a guy you want him, you feel like he's going to be a difference maker, you got to do what you got to do. I'm not even mad about that.
Right.
But it's been 3 years now. It's been 3 years.
Right.
Rookie year, okay, he was with John Fox. Second year, he showed some good moments. It was some bad moments, but it was some good moments. He was 12-4.
Right.
This year has been a dumpster fire. It's been trash. It's been awful. He's not accurate. He don't look confident out there. He looked like he's seeing ghosts on the field. What do the Bears need to do with Mitch Trubisky? Now, remind you, it's 7 games in. We're 3-4. They still got 9 games left. But what do the Bears need to do with Mitch?
Well, you know what? It's funny how everyone blamed Dow Loggins for Trubisky being bad. his rookie year, and it's Mr. Trubisky who's bad. Okay, it's his fault. The reason why he's bad. Okay, so but the thing is, we're stuck with Mitch for the rest of the season. There's nothing we can that the Bears can do this season with Mitch. We're gonna see more panic in the pocket from him, and we're gonna see more inaccurate passes. So this offseason, you do have Teddy Bridgewater, who he made us up a lot of money going 5-0 with the Saints. So the Bears, in order to get him, they're gonna have to ask quite a few players to take a pay cut, like Bobby Maxey and Charles Leno Jr. They got to cut Cal Long. They might have to just cut Trey Burton. Just open up some cap space. Like, come on, Teddy Bridgewater, we got this great defense. All we need is a quarterback, man. We'll win the Super Bowl. And just try to lure him over here. Or if they can't get him, then you're looking at Marcus Mariota. You know, the Bears offensive coordinator, Mark Helfrich, was his coach at Oregon when Mariota won the Heisman Trophy. You know, Andy Dalton's available. But see, the thing is, the reason why I'm bringing it up, quarterbacks is already in the NFL, and I'm not talking about draft guys. I'm not even going to think about that because we don't even have a first-round pick, okay? And you got all these other teams that need quarterbacks. Some people say trade in the first round, but you're not going to jump in front of the Miami Dolphins or the Cincinnati Bengals, Tampa Bay, you know, teams like that in Tennessee. There's so many teams that need a young quarterback, okay? So we're going to have to try to sign a free agent, and we don't have a lot of draft picks to trade for someone. You can try to get Cam Newton. It's just going to be a big debate this offseason. So I will say this about Mitch, though. His last 4 games at the end of the season, including the Philadelphia Eagles game last season, he threw 0 interceptions in his last 4 games. He had a quarterback rating of 102, and he completed 71% of his passes in the last 4 games. That was after he came back against the Rams. He had the horrible game after the injury, and then people was like, "Oh, maybe he came back too soon." And he's closed out the season pretty good.
He did.
So it wasn't our hope for Mr. Trubisky. Bears fans' hope for Mr. Trubisky was realistic. If he would have kept playing like that this season, missing the preseason was a big deal for him. He should have played in the preseason. But
absolutely,
if he would have played, because he played against the Packers, we clinched the division. Before San Francisco, we played a solid game there. Minnesota to eliminate them from the playoffs, and against the Eagles, he threw over 300 yards. So we was like, okay, we can build on that. But he just came out flat and took a huge step back, and looks like he should be a backup for the Bears next year. Hopefully he can be the number 2 quarterback, and hopefully they can find a starting quarterback and put him on the bench.
Well, the hope for Mitch for me is, which now this is me reaching for the stars, because these stars don't exist. What I'm finna say. Hopefully he can turn it around this season and finish this season strong, and maybe we don't have this problem going into next year. That's what you hope for.
That's a dream. That's a fantasy.
Yeah, that's fantasy. But we've seen enough with our eyes. We've seen him play. We don't see it. I don't see it. I hope I'm wrong. I don't see it. So I'm 100% with you. You listen. He's number 2 pick. You gave up 2 draft picks for him. You gave up a lot to get him. You got to let him finish the season out. Unfortunately, don't go to Chase Daniels. There's no point. Chase Daniels is not no future quarterback with the Chicago Bears. It's not gonna happen. You have to play with Mitch, and Matt Nagy also is gonna have to. We're gonna have to see what Matt Nagy is made about as well. It ain't just Mitch in this. It's both them together.
Right. They
either gonna make it work, or it might be, it could be go the opposite way. Because Nagy I think, is really close to losing that locker room. The way he's talking in the media, all the stuff he's doing, not taking ownership for things. Matt Nagy.
Talking about he would take a knee 1,000 times.
Yeah. He
won't admit that was a horrible.
Now I know Mitch has been terrible, and it's hard to show some confidence in Mitch. But maybe the players don't have confidence in Nagy either.
Right.
It can go both ways now.
Right.
So we don't know. But as far as Mitch, if this continues, let's just say, which we both think is going to happen, it's going to continue this season. It's not going to be pretty. I agree. You have to go out there and get a free agent quarterback or try to trade for one. There's no point in drafting one because you got a defense that's still good enough. And they only got, the NFL, when you get a window.
We got a young defense. We got most of our defensive players in.
But you still got to strike because they gonna get. Eventually, contracts is gonna come up.
Right.
Roquan Smith contract is gonna come up.
Eddie
Jackson.
Right.
There's gonna be a lot of players that's gonna want to get paid. So you got a window right now that you got to take advantage of. So I agree. I like Teddy Bridgewater. Andy Dalton just got benched by the Cincinnati Bengals after throwing 300 yards in the touchdown. Still got benched. I know they're 0-8. That's probably why. Cam Newton. He might have lost his job in Carolina. So there's some quarterbacks out here, but whatever quarterback you go after, you're gonna have to address that position or else you're just gonna waste look, you also gave up 2 first-rounders for Khalil Mack. Now, it paid great dividends last year when they went to the playoffs and they was 12-4 and Khalil Mack was on fire. And listen, you don't want to waste Khalil Mack's prime years with a terrible offense.
Yeah.
You don't want to waste Akeem Hicks' prime years with this. You got some very talented players on defense. You have to think about that. So they might have to switch up the quarter. If Mitch plays like this, because right now his confidence looks shot. He don't look like he wants to be out there.
Right.
Honestly, he looks like he's just ready to get benched. It's like he's asking for it almost. So, but if he's going to continue that, you have to do something. You have to address that quarterback position. But this year, you're just going to have to let it play out and see what happens.
Yeah.
What is the most shocking thing about this Bears team?
Well, yeah, this season, the most shocking thing to me is, finally, David Montgomery broke loose and got 135 yards against the Chargers. That was the most rushing yards any running back has got under Matt Nagy with the Bears. He had a nice 55-yard rush up the middle against the Chargers. But we're hoping that wasn't just some kind of one-game wonder, okay? Because I'm just shocked that before that explosion against the Chargers, David Montgomery was only averaging 38 yards per game, okay? And the Bears traded a 2019 5th-round pick and a 2020 4th-round pick to move up in the 3rd round and take David Montgomery. He was the Bears' first draft pick in the 2019 draft. Everyone was super excited about him. People was talking about how he was the next Matt Forte. The Bears traded Jordan Howard to the Eagles for a 6th-round pick. David Montgomery was supposed to come in here and explode, and to see him run into a brick wall every time he get the ball. Now, yes, we should run the ball more. Nagy should have ran the ball more, but when he did run the ball, he's getting no gain, loss of yards, 2 yards here. You know, it just looked crazy. So now, Tariq Cohen, this man's only averaging 8 rushing yards per game. You got the other guy, Mike Davis. The Chicago media made a big deal out of getting Mike Davis from the Seattle Seahawks.
He can't even get on field.
And when they was talking about him, I'm scratching my head like, who in the hell is Mike Davis? I still don't know who Mike Davis is. And then you have Mitch Trubisky. He's only ran the ball 9 times this season, okay? So even though the Bears have had some horrible offenses throughout the years, we always had a nice running game with, what's the A-Train, Anthony Thomas. We had Thomas Jones with Matt Forte, Jordan Howard. We always have a solid Neil Anderson. The Bears have always had a solid running game, and to see us not able to run the ball this year has been shocking.
Yeah, that's shocking. The offensive line play has been shocking to me as well, too. I didn't see the offensive line hasn't been good. Now, granted, I don't think Matt Nagy's put the offensive line in the position when you throw. I mean, we go back to game 1 of the season against the Green Bay Packers. You got Mitch throwing the ball 54 times. I think you set the offensive line up for disaster right there.
True.
And when you only run the ball 7 times against the Saints, who have one of the best front fours in the league, you're setting up for disaster. David Montgomery, I think that's another part of coaching, because running you have to have patience to run the football. You have to be willing to accept some losses on the run to be a strong running team. Even when it's not going good, you have to commit to the run. Because if you look at that Chargers game, they committed to the run, and when they finally did the play action off the run, people open.
True.
That's what happened. So I think the run game is, once again, I hate to keep putting it on Matt Nagy, but Matt Nagy not committing to the run. You're gonna have it's not always gonna be pretty when you run. You're gonna have sometimes you're gonna run and you're gonna lose yards, but you have to commit to the run. So I think Matt Nagy's not being able to adapt, I think, is what's really shocking to me right now. Because the first year, nobody knew what he was going to do. They didn't have enough film on. Now that they got film on, I haven't seen him adapt to anything. And you brought up that Mitch has only ran the ball 9 times this year. I don't see them calling bootleg passes or nothing at all this year. And Mitch sucks. Mitch is terrible. He's been awful this year. There's no doubt about it. But you're not playing to his strengths either. They're not doing things that he's good at.
True.
They're doing a lot of things that he's not good at, and it's making him look terrible, even more terrible than what he's played. So, to me, it's more Matt Nagy. We saw some of these trends last year, but we was able to get away with it because our defense was so dominant last year.
Right. We had Akeem Hicks last year.
And we had Akeem Hicks. This year, we're not getting away with it. So, Matt Nagy, I think his play calling has been very suspect. Let's not forget, he blew the game when he was with the Chiefs in the playoffs against the Titans of his terrible play calling.
Right. Well, I will say this too. As far as the running game goes, the Bears finally started doing some I formation against the Chargers. They put the guy, J.P. Holtz, he's a tight end, but they made him play fullback. Yeah. And that's one thing I was always wondering before the season started, like, are we going to have a fullback on this team? Like, we got a tight end playing fullback. Go get yourself a fullback, okay? And let the man go through the middle and find a linebacker and knock his ass out so David Montgomery can free himself. And they start using the fullback, J.P. Holtz at fullback, and then he got some holes to run through, 5 yards to carry. So he finally adapted.
It took
halfway through the season.
It took 7 weeks. Yeah. It took 7 weeks to commit to the run.
Right.
Like, so my only problem, my biggest concern with Nagy is I think he just wants it. Even when it's looking good, he wants it to look good his way. And I think his ego is sometimes getting in the way of the Bears. And now, if you see him coaching, he is coaching very scared. So, actually, the most shocking thing I put on Nagy and Mitch, both of them together right now, both of them are having terrible seasons right now. And I know it's other things that we can look at. We had a couple injuries, but the most shocking thing is them two right there. It's been bad coaching and bad quarterback play, and that's a recipe for disaster.
No doubt.
You're watching Spectator Sporting on SpectatorSporting.com. When we come back, will the Bears stand a chance against the Eagles? We'll talk about it when we get back. Welcome back to Spectator Sporting. I'm Zachary Roach.
I'm Adi Wale.
This is episode number 37. This is the Tony Parrish edition. Anybody I want any real Bears fans, they know who that is. He was a hardest hitting safety. Good player for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Tim
Tony.
Mike Brown was holding it down.
Yeah, they was holding it down. Shout out to Tony Parrish. Make sure you go on SpectatorSporting.com. Check out the articles my man has written right there. We got the videos on there. We also got them on YouTube. Clips, the full show will be on there. Go ahead and check it out. Comment. Let us know how you feel. If you could disagree with one of our points, go ahead and put it down. We'll argue right with you. We ready for it. Big show today. Sad show today. No, I ain't gonna say sad show. Bears mid-season report. It's not been good. Before we go any further, what grade would you give the Bears right now?
The Bears, I give them a C minus.
A C minus? Yeah. I give them a D plus.
D plus, yeah.
I give them a D plus. And then I want to ask you one more question. Then we're gonna go proceed to the Bears versus Eagles. What do you think about Matt Nagy relinquishing play calling duties for the offensive coordinator?
Did he do that? Or?
I said, what do you think? What if he did it? Would you be okay with him giving up his play calling duties?
Yes, because he's been doing a really bad job calling plays and making decisions. I'll definitely go give it to Mark Helfrich.
Yeah, see what he can do.
Yeah, definitely, because you got nothing to lose now. You got to pretty much win out, or maybe you only can lose like 2 more games, and Nagy's been piss poor with his play caller. Give it to somebody.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about this week coming up. Bears up 3 games, lost in a row. They're going against a Philadelphia Eagles team that had another team that had high promise this year. But they're 3 and 4 right now.
They're 4
and 4. So they're not doing as good as everybody thought they were going to do, even with their slightly easy schedule they got so far. But they playing the Bears, rematch of the wild card game from last season. But this time, no Nick Foles. It's Carson Wentz. There's been some turmoil in the locker room with the Eagles. You got anonymous sources saying that Alshon Jeffrey's talking about Carson Wentz. Turns out it's not true. Orlando Scandrick going on national TV, dissing his teammates. Maybe that was a rallying cry because they put a thumping on the Buffalo Bills last week. So they're coming off a win. 3 straight road games for the Eagles. Now they're back home. What's your thoughts on this game?
Well, yeah, after back-to-back blowout losses in Minnesota and in Dallas, the Philadelphia Eagles went to Buffalo and blew out the Bills, okay? That was excellent game plan, offensive game plan from the Eagles with some decent scrambles from Carson Wentz. Let's not forget that guy has some legs on him. He had some big-time pass plays to his favorite guys, Zach Ertz and Alshon Jeffrey. All right, so and they also have the rookie running back Miles Sanders. The guy was a backup to Saquon Barkley at Penn State. Now he's a backup to Jordan Howard. Gets a lot of time on 3rd down. He had a huge 65-yard touchdown against the Buffalo Bills, which has a great defense, but they fell off last week. And so don't forget about Philadelphia's Eagles defense. Their defensive line is their strong point. You got Brandon Graham. He leads the team in tackles for loss and sacks. You got the perennial Pro Bowler Fletcher Cox. He's there. He's going to be a handful for that Bears offensive line. And so hopefully the Bears can get the running game, have back-to-back good run games with David Montgomery. The Buffalo Bills had some success. They had 5 yards per carry against the Eagles last week. But the Bears have lost 4 straight games against Philadelphia, and they're going to make it 5. They're going to lose. It's going to be easy victory for the Eagles. They're going to win 31-16. It's going to be similar to that Saints game where the Bears defense is playing solid, but then the Bears offense want to punt and they want to, get penalties and 3-and-outs and fumbles and interceptions. So it's going to be an easy win for Philadelphia for the Eagles, man.
No hope, huh? No hope at all.
Nah, it's going to be easy win.
Easy win for the Eagles.
For the Eagles, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this: if Mitch could ever have a passing game where he can get off, this is the game. Because one thing about the Philadelphia Eagles, their secondary is very, very suspect. Mm-hmm. And this is a team you can get off of. If you look at the teams that beat the Philadelphia Eagles, they tore them apart in the secondary. The Minnesota Vikings, Diggs had 3 touchdowns against them. Dallas Cowboys, Amari Cooper, and everybody got off on them. They are deceptible. Their corners are not strong enough. I mean, we saw that last year in the wild card game last year when Allen Robinson destroyed the Eagles last year, even though they still lost the game. So that's one thing they can attack. But I don't know. We'll see. Nagy don't seem the game plan against team weaknesses.
Right. And Philly got Ronald Darby back too. He's back in the fold. So.
But hopefully they run the football, keep running the football, and continue to run the football. Dave Montgomery, solid game last week, over 100 yards for the first time in his NFL career, which was good. They stuck to the run, play action pass. Find some way to get Mitch some confidence. Find a way. Do what you got to do. Even if you got to throw a short slant route or something just to get him going. Something that can just get him some confidence. I don't know if it's possible, but you got to figure it out. But with that being said, I'm with you. I think the Eagles' defense is going to eventually get some turnovers against the Bears. And I think the Eagles are going to do what the Raiders and Saints did. They're going to run the ball dead smack up the middle, and I fear for this. I don't want to see it, but I think it's going to happen. Jordan Howard is going to have a revenge game against the Chicago Bears. Jordan Howard might run over 100 yards and have 2 touchdowns against the Bears. Unfortunately, I don't want to see it, but Matt Nagy, he remembers that you didn't like him, you didn't want to play him, you wanted him out of there. Jordan Howard is going to be so fired up to play this game. I'm nervous as hell about Jordan Howard this game. Yeah.
He just had a nice game in Buffalo. Yeah. He had 96 rushing yards. He put Buffalo away with a touchdown, 3-yard touchdown. Yeah. Put him up 34-13. And yeah, he's super motivated. And Peterson, the coach, he knows that Jordan Howard wants this game. And yeah, so they're going to pound the rock with him. And don't forget about Carson Wentz. The man has 14 touchdown passes and only 4 interceptions this year. He has a 94 quarterback rating. Yep. Deshaun Jackson may be returning this game. Yep. And you got Alshon Jeffrey, you got Zach Ertz, they Nelson Aguilar. So they have weapons off the play action with Jordan Howard. Like I said, Miles Sanders, he got hurt against the Buffalo Bills, his shoulder, but he's questionable. But they got so many weapons, and I think this game will get a little ugly.
Yeah, I think so too. I just think, I agree. I think the first half is going to be close. We might, but I think the second half, when the Bears keep continuing to go 3 and out on every play, on every trip, I think eventually the Eagles do start scoring some points. I got the Eagles winning 27-14. Jordan Howard with a monster 100-yard game, 2 touchdown game on us. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope I'm wrong about this, but I'm starting to feel like remember the game with the Bengals when Cedric Benson went to the Bengals?
Oh, right.
And he had payback on the Bears. Right. That I don't want to see it, but the way they did Jordan Howard was so dirty, to me, in my opinion. Yeah. They did him so dirty because he was there rookie year. His first 3 years in the NFL, when he got drafted in the same class as Ezekiel Elliott and Todd Gurley, and those are the only 2 guys who had more rushing yards than him through those 3 years.
Right.
So I don't think Jordan Howard did not get the respect he deserved from Matt Nagy in the Chicago Bears, and that was I didn't like that exit for him.
Yeah, the Bears victory will be pretty shocking. And then you got a kicker that just missed 2 kicks.
So he's not confident. Yeah. Only hope for is the Eagles do have a weak secondary, and maybe we can catch some one-on-one matchups with Allen Robinson, who's been the only bright spot about the offense pretty much. Maybe we catch some one-on-one matchups with Allen Robinson, and he's able to beat somebody down the field. But we gotta hope that Mitch, even if he beats, we hope Mitch don't throw the ball out of bounds. He throws it to him.
Right.
So, but no, I got the Eagles winning the game too. All right. With all that being said, all this mid-season stuff and the Bears 3-4, it looks awful. It looks terrible. But mathematically, they're still in it.
Right.
They're still in it. They could be a lot worse, to be honest with you. They're 3-4. You win this game against the Eagles, you win a couple more, you get over 500, you 6-4, and you still got to play the Packers again. You get the Packers again, you get the Vikings again, so you can win games. You get Detroit twice. Still, you can still win games in your division and put yourself back in position. Is that possible for the Chicago Bears?
Yeah, anything's possible. Yeah, they win this game. That'll be a shocking upset. I'm sure 90% of the analysts are going to pick the Eagles. But yeah, it will be a shocking victory. They'll be 4-4. But you know what? This Bears team is the 2018 Jaguars, okay? So, you know what? The 2017 Jaguars, they ended a playoff drought. They ended a 9-year playoff drought with a dominating defense and a mediocre quarterback, Blake Bortles. Okay? Yep. They made the playoffs and everything like that. The next season, the defense couldn't keep bailing out Bortles and that little mediocre offense, and so they went out and paid Nick Foles $22 million a year, 4-year contract. And so now the Bears, they ended a 7-year playoff drought last season with a dominating defense and a mediocre quarterback. But this year, defense can't keep doing it. Losing Akeem Hicks was a big deal. So now the Bears got to find who their quarterback is going to be. And so the Bears defense is all the King's horses and all the King's men, okay? And the Bears offense is Humpty Dumpty. The Bears offense keeps falling off just like Humpty Dumpty kept falling off. And the Bears defense keep putting them back together again, but they can't do it this season. They just can't do it, man. You don't have your star defensive lineman, Akeem Hicks. And so I just say that the Bears is the 2018 Jaguars. Now we just got to look for our quarterback next season. They're not making the playoffs.
Yeah, I know. I was one of the guys who had the Bears going very, very far this year because I expected the development of Mitch. I'm not saying Mitch Trubisky was going to be Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson, but I thought Mitch was fair good enough where he'll hit the passes that was open, and obviously he's not. He's actually been worse this season. Matt Nagy has been worse this season. His play calling has been atrocious. I don't know what his game plan is. I don't know what he's trying to attack. I don't know what identity he's trying to put for the Bears, but it's not working, whatever it is. So I hope I'm wrong, but this could be the most wrong I've ever been about an NFL team. The Bears are not going to make the playoffs. Not with Mitch at quarterback and not with Matt Nagy coaching right now. And then also, we miss Vic Fangio too. Like the defensive game plan has not been as strong as it was when Vic was on the thing. I mean, so it's just a lot of things. Like you say, the King Hicks injury, that's an all-pro player right there. I mean, did he make All-Pro? I don't know if he made All-Pro.
He made the Pro Bowl.
He made the Pro Bowl.
I don't think he made All-Pro.
But he's still one of the best defensive tackles in the league. And you're definitely missing because teams are attacking the Bears right up the middle. And that's where Akeem Hicks usually is and shutting all that down. They're running the ball dead smack up the middle. So it's in the offense, it's hard for them to even get a first down.
Right.
Like, let alone a touchdown.
Right.
A first down. They can't even get a first down. So,
we may have had 4 All-Pros on the defense last year. Because I know Kyle Fuller and Eddie Jackson made it, and I know Khalil Mack made the All-Pro team. Akeem Hicks.
He made the Pro Bowl. And then I think Roquan Smith made the Pro Bowl. Was he up to? No, he maybe didn't. Okay.
No, he didn't make it. But, yeah, Akeem Hicks, he may have made the All-Pro team. Y'all comment below if he did, all right? If Akeem Hicks made the All-Pro team. But, you know what? But, yeah, you're right, man. But the defense, I ain't going to lie to you. I'm not going to get mad at the defense.
I'm not mad at the defense because they still playing good.
They're playing solid ball, man.
They still not giving up a lot of points.
Yeah, I mean, they lost to the Packers and they allowed only 10 points in that game, okay? Absolutely. And they just lost to the Chargers. They only gave up 17 points, but Mitch Trubisky gave them a touchdown with the interception and the fumble and all that stuff. So, I really can't get mad at him. And you don't have Akeem Hicks on the team, so they're not going to make the playoffs. I'll be shocked if they make the playoffs. They need to go on a amazing run.
And I hope we're wrong. I hope we are wrong. maybe when we do an end of the season show, or we be talking about the Bears after starting 3 and 4, they go off in 5, 6 in a row, and they end up in the playoffs. But that's a dream. I slept on it. I woke up to reality, and Mitch Trubisky is still missing receivers by 15 yards.
right.
And Matt Nagy is still calling wide receiver sweeps on the goal line.
And Eddie Panero still missing field goals.
Yeah, so it's just, and the coach don't trust nobody. They don't know. There's no trust on the team. There's no confidence on the team. That swag is gone. I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. So hopefully we're wrong.
Only thing I'm thinking about is who's going to be the quarterback next year. I'm kind of, this season right now is just going through the motions. I'm just wondering who they're going to get, so we just have to figure that out.
Well, we'll see. They play the Eagles Sunday. It starts with the Eagles. They lost 3 in a row. It starts with the Eagles. Hopefully they can get a win in this one. Hopefully we're wrong. They don't get the beat down that we expect the Eagles to give them. Hopefully we're wrong about it, but yeah, you've been watching Spectator Sport on SpectatorSport.com. I'm Zachary Roach.
I'm Adi Wale.
This is episode number 37. Shout out to Tony Parrish. Until then, in the meantime, in between time, go to YouTube. Check out the Spectator Sport page. This will be up very, very soon. Go ahead and comment. Tell us your thoughts on the Bears. Do the Bears have a chance to make the playoffs? Let us know what you guys think. And what should the Bears do with Mitch and Matt Nagy? But until then, we out. Peace.